is your relationship with time? Are you wired and tired, stressed and overwhelmed, busy and going nowhere? Or just want to scale your business? Welcome to Take Back Time with your host, Penny Zenker. Penny focuses on books, strategies, tools, and tips to help you work smarter and approach your time more strategically. As a result, you can have more energy, focus, and get more done in less time. Be more efficient and effective. Get ready to take back time.
Hello, and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker, and I'm your host. And on this show, we love to cover different tips and tricks and strategies and meet with cool people and talk about how we can be more productive. And at the end of the day, I always say that productivity is also a byproduct of, so many other things, of doing what we love and being sort of in the flow. And that's going to fit really well with today's topic. And today we're going to be talking about, and actually it's something that I've been kind of fascinated with the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's kind of sound therapy. Now, this is going to be in a totally different context. We're going to talk about Brain FM, but I got introduced to somebody who I'll definitely have on the future shows around a tuning fork and the different frequencies, that how we can change our states and how we can actually also reverse different types of challenges like depression and anxiety and even different ailments that we have with our body simply through sound. Like, that is so awesome. And it's natural. So, it's a really exciting area. And so that's what we're going to be, really looking at and talking about today, especially as it relates to Brain FM. So today we have a very special guest. Keara Palmay is here, and she has, I put something out on to a lot of my friends and contacts over Facebook, and I said, what are the productivity tools that you love? And Keara came back and said, Brain FM, I love it. And I said, will you come and talk about it? And she said, absolutely. So, I'm excited to have you here. So maybe as a first point is, what's the connection between what you do, tell us what you do, and why Brain FM is a productivity tool that you just absolutely love?
Awesome. What's up, Penny? Well, what I do is I help service-based entrepreneurs use their natural gifts to change as many lives as possible. And being an entrepreneur requires that I stay on my game, sharpen my mindset, always condition that mind muscle of sorts. And also, since I'm essentially coaching and healing other people, I've got to take care of my energy as well. So I use Brain FM, which is an app on my phone, which anyone can get. I use Brain FM every morning to really get into this zone of meditation. Should I go into explaining Brain FM, Penny?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So I had never heard of it, right? I've been using Spotify to get different types of music genres and different types of playlists. And so, I went on and I checked it out and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So let's talk about Brain FM. What I found, and then I want to hear, what attracted you to it, is that I saw that the difference between like a Spotify and a Brain FM was that Spotify has, fixed songs. They weren't specifically generated in order to, shift emotional and cognitive states. And so this is kind of like really constructed specifically for that. And I thought that was really cool. Is that how you found it, or what drew you to it?
What drew me to it was I went to an Amazon conference last year when I was dating an Amazon seller. And the most successful guy in the room said that everyone should download brain.fm. And that caught my attention because I had a lot to learn from that guy. And
hey, success leave clues, right?
Exactly. And he said he listened to it as he worked every day because it really helped him focus. So I went ahead and downloaded the free trial that you could do, and I fell in love with it. I bought it before my trial expired. I was like, screw it, let's just go. I'm going to commit. And so what Brain.fm has are different playlists. I'm looking at them now. You can't really see my screen, but there's focus, meditate, sleep, recharge, and relax.
And I love that there's only those few, right? It's just really focusing on the few cognitive states that you want to create.
Yeah, so it's niche specific. It's great for entrepreneurs because we don't have a boss constantly breathing down our necks saying like, get work done, get work done. Exactly. So we can focus I actually stopped using it for sleeping or napping because I basically fell into a coma when I would listen to it. So if you have problems sleeping, then this could be good for you. But I could fall asleep any place, anytime. That's one of my superpowers.
Lucky you. Wow.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people, just to stop there for a second, there are a lot of people that are challenged to fall asleep or to stay asleep. And, sleep is one of our greatest productivity tools that's absolutely free. And so if people can enhance that, I think that in itself is a huge productivity tool.
Yeah. And when I bought the app, it's only like $5 or $6, as I recall, for maybe one time or maybe the year. Who knows?
I think it's a monthly subscription now. I'll flip to that towards the end here. I share my screen. I was on the site.
Distractions are the enemy of productivity. Go to distractionquiz.com and find out your distraction profile. Are you a time zombie or a hamster? Take this free distraction quiz today to rate your ability to focus on what keeps you from being a wizard. Go to distractionquiz.com.
Brain.fm is special because it's using binaural beats. There's a lot of science behind it. And, while I'm not a scientist, the gist of what I understand as a healer, because that's another hobby of mine, is healing and sound therapy and energy medicine, is when you listen to binaural beats, they are beats that basically sync with your brain waves and can change your brain waves. And a lot of things can do this, like Wi-Fi can mess with our brain waves in a bad way. Cell phone towers, they can really mess with our energies. And even though they're invisible, we might feel extra anxiety if, for example, you work in a building that has a cell phone tower on top of it. So what this is doing is instead it's eliciting binaural beats that are causing your brain to go into specific states, whether it be a meditative state or a focus type of state or a deep sleep type of state. It's literally changing your biochemistry to create specific outcomes.
I mean, that is so fascinating. And I want to bring it down to some of the people who are like, oh, it's blowing my mind. I'm out of here. That's too woo-woo, or it's too, first of all, it's very science, right? It's very science-based. Mm-hmm. And when you were just saying that, I thought to the sales practice match and mirror, right? Which is just how we build rapport, is that when we meet someone where they're at emotionally, or like if their hands are crossed, right? Then you cross your hands first. And then by matching them, then you can open your arms, and that other person is likely to open their arms too. So this is just from a sound and frequency basis. It's doing that with, what did you call them? The neural beats?
Yeah, binaural beats.
Binaural beats. So that's kind of cool, right? It's the same concept, but from a brain perspective.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And through my hobby with sound healing, using crystal bowls, it's kind of like, if someone listening isn't aware of what sound healing is, it's almost like when you lick your finger and put it around the rim of a wine glass, and the wine glass starts going whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, with sound healing, we do that with huge crystal bowls that vibrate the entire room like whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's changing our brain chemistry. That's putting us into a deep meditative state. So Brain.fm is doing something very similar, except anyone can have access to it. You don't need to book an appointment with your local sound healer, but you can reap all the benefits.
And it's pretty cheap then, right? I mean, if you're only paying like $6 or $7 a month, I'm sure you're, to work with you is a couple $100 an hour. So
right,
getting a good deal.
Yep, exactly.
Tell me what it does for you. Why do you love it?
Well, there's a meditation function that I use every morning. There are guided meditations. So if you're kind of newer to meditation, you can go through the guided ones. But I just listen to the meditation music or beats kind of. And it just really helps me feel like I'm in a super peaceful place. All of that chatter that can start to take over our brains every morning, especially if I make the mistake of looking at my notifications before I begin my routine.
Oh, yeah.
Which sometimes I do. It just turns that off and puts me back into the center of who I am so I can make better decisions from that place. So moving into my day, it's a great way to begin. And then in terms of productivity, I love the focus tracks. And by the way, guys, even though there are only specific outcomes like focus, meditate, sleep, etc., there are specific outcomes through brain.fm, but that doesn't mean you're hearing the same music all the time. As a matter of fact, they change it every single time. So anytime I listen to the focus track, for example, I'm hearing new music or tones that I've never heard before. So it varies like that. But getting back to my point of productivity, the focus playlist it's a 2-hour long track. So what I do, because again, I'm an entrepreneur, I can BS a lot and do laundry or cook or avoid work all day. So what I do now is I put the focus track on brain.fm, and I like to go to a coffee shop just to get out of my house because I'm there all the time. So I go to a coffee shop and then I make a promise to myself. I say, Keara, you're going to finish all of your work within 2 hours and you'll know when to stop because your playlist on brain.fm will stop. So that's what I do. Instead of taking 8 hours to finish all my projects while dilly-dallying around the house from time to time, I just sit at a coffee shop, put this playlist on, 2 hours, crank it out, and then I get way more done in just 2 hours than I would in even a week sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing when you're truly focused, right? What you can accomplish and how quickly you can do things. So I just want to show on the website here, right? It shows the difference between the Spotify focus music and the brain.fm focus music and how it really boosts attention by creating more concentrated activity here in the attention related regions of the brain, right? Compared to other music, because it's specifically designed and written to activate those areas. So that's pretty cool. Like, I really like that. And I wanted to show that to everybody around that. And also in the idea here of the mind wandering, it gives you also like a visual picture to see. So this has really been studied and they've really honed in and optimized how they're doing that with those binaural beats. That's super cool.
Yeah, it is.
So you're getting now 2 hours done. Like, what did it take you before? Like, what level of productivity do you think, if you had to put a number on it, like, are you 20% more productive? Are you 40%? What kind of percent would you give that?
I would say 40%.
Wow. Right. Can you imagine anybody who's listening, right? If you could get back even 10%, let alone 40%, right? What could you accomplish? What other things would you like to be doing with your time? And that's the whole idea and the whole concept of Take Back Time, is finding smarter ways to approach how you're doing what you're doing. And so this is a great, great asset.
It is.
So is there anything else that you want to share about this tool that the listener should know about?
No, I would say if you don't believe me, try it for yourself, get the free trial, and I promise you'll end up wanting to sign up.
Awesome. I'll put the link up there. It's just brain.fm, right? www.brain.fm.
Yep, and if you go to the App Store, just type in brain.fm.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Thank you very much. So really easy to find. Download the free trial, because if you're already using and appreciate music as a valuable resource to focus and to relax, then this is going to give you that much more of a lift. And that's what we're looking for here in the show. Again, is to get you that lift, is to get that, instead of just the incremental boost, let's find where we can make, really exponential boosts. And so this is the next step. So definitely go in and let us know, make some comments on this page, give us some feedback as to how it's working for you. And, maybe we'll have you on the show too, to talk about what specifically it's doing for you, for any of you listeners. So thank you all for being here. And Keara, thank you so much too for being here and sharing your experience. Is there anything else, where can people find you if they want to find out more information about you?
You can find me on my website, kearapalmay.com. And if you're looking to share your services with the world, I've got a free 4-day challenge at kearapalmay.com/biz-fun.
Cool. I like that fun is in there.
Yeah.
Really cool. Thank you so much for being here.
Totally. Thanks for having me, Penny.
And for all you listeners, thank you for being here and for investing the time in yourself so that you can take back time. My name is Penny Zenker, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank Thank you for listening. Today's topic is another opportunity for you to put the knowledge you learned into practice. Tune in again next week for more strategies that will help you have more energy and focus to get more done in less time, so you can continue to take back time.